I blink. My first thought is that I'm at home, in my bed, waking up like any other morning. I hear a whisper through the wall and voices discussing something incomprehensible. Next to me, there's a girl sitting. Which girl? No, this isn't my room. This is the nurse's office. Oh, that girl.
Good morning, Ciaran. Good afternoon might be more accurate right now, though.
In seconds, everything comes rushing back to me. My initial reaction is to bring my hands to my face and rub my eyes. Claire suggests that I should go back to sleep, but I shake my head and sit up. It's best that I get a hold of the situation as soon as possible. What a mess I made, huh? She nods with a calm demeanor that somehow gives me peace of mind.
Everyone was really worried about you, so at first everything was a bit chaotic. Still, everything went smoothly thanks to Denise and Ase. They're holding down the fort. The other two ladies, however...
Claire points behind her with her thumb in the direction of the door. Straining my ears, I'm able to distinguish the unceasing alarmed whispers coming from behind the wall. You're leaving already? Don't you think we should do something first?
You heard what the doctor said. I can't leave the event unattended like this for any longer.
But that doesn't make any sense. Do you know something I don't?
I'm not the one who should answer that. They're behaving well now, but you should have seen them earlier. At least they had the sense to leave the room so they wouldn't bother you.
I guess I have to go give them an explanation.
What you should do is sleep, Ciaran. The rest can wait.
Claire stands up, trying to make the least noise possible.
We will all get angry if you go and do something that you'll regret later. Knowing that you're better is all I need to know. Don't be in such a rush and go to sleep.
She says goodbye, but doesn't leave until she takes one last long look at me. Even though I can sense that she's in a good mood from seeing me doing so well, I'm unable to bring myself to meet her gaze. I sigh tiredly, thinking about how I should handle the situation from this point forward. Although the door slowly closes as Claire leaves, it impetuously opens again and Luce flies inside. You're awake! Hi, Luce, I'm sorry for... Hey! Her first reaction upon seeing me is to pull the sheets off of my bed all of a sudden. She takes off her shoes and jumps on the other side of the bed, falling on her knees, then grabs my ankle and lifts my right pant leg up to my knee. I'm startled and react late. My first reaction is to protect my private parts. She brings her face up to mine with a serious expression on it. What is this? A leg. They're usually connected to the waist. This is probably the worst joke attempt I've made in my entire life. Of course it doesn't work. How did you get this scar, and why did you lose consciousness before? The scar is real, it's just that the smoke doesn't always lead you to the fire, if you know what I mean. Luce frowns as she tries to figure out the meaning behind my words. She frees my leg and folds her arms, awaiting a better explanation. My leg is healed, Luce. It's no different than yours or anyone else's. That's what I don't understand. When they examined you, they said there weren't any problems with your leg. That it was just a scar. Then what happened out there? You fell unconscious for no reason. Do you expect me to believe that? Somatic symptom disorder. What? It's not my leg that has any issues, it's my mind. Somatic symptom disorder is a mental condition in which you feel the same pain you would have from a physical wound, but without the physical wound actually existing at all. For example, it's similar to a phantom pregnancy or mass hysteria. Those afflicted by them have symptoms, but they aren't actually experiencing what they believe. Of course, I'm not waiting for an imaginary baby, nor do I think I have cancer just because people won't stop talking about it on TV. I feel the same pain I would if my leg had been crushed and demolished under a huge force or weight. Imagine feeling that pain every day, every hour, every second for the past 7 years. My mental condition determines how much it hurts at any given moment. In that sense, I can do the same physical activities as anyone else, but it hurts as if I'm in hell itself. Luce's jaw is on the ground as she listens to me, unable to react in any other way. She looks away and I hear her whisper quietly. 7 years ago, that was the library incident. I nod without offering her any further explanation. I can almost hear the clockworks move in Luce's brain now that she knows about my condition. One after another, she starts asking me tons of questions to confirm her suspicions. That explains why you could play basketball in the survival game fine. It depends on what you're thinking, doesn't it? Yeah, more or less. And you don't like talking about it because you're embarrassed that it isn't a real injury, but something that's completely in your mind? My personal experiences have taught me that people don't accept others who are considered crazy, you know. It's easier to not give explanations and endure it. You run away sometimes because it's hard for you to talk about your condition? Like at the arcade and after what happened in the pool on your birthday? Luce blushes a little as she remembers that day and immediately changes the subject. There's no treatment for it? I mean, well, you must have tried everything by now. There are painkillers, but you know, you grow to be dependent on them, so it's best not to rely too much on those. Not too long ago, I switched to a more natural alternative, but I guess it wasn't enough for what I have. A cringeworthy laugh accompanies my last sentence, but disappears several seconds later while I scratch my neck embarrassedly. I can't handle Luce's eyes being so fixated on me from the other side of the bed. This has happened with everyone. It's normal to be polite to someone who's suffered an accident and try not to reopen their old wounds. But how do you act around someone whose wounds are all inside their mind? What can you say to someone whose pain is buried deep inside of their psyche? Everyone starts treating you differently unconsciously. Their good intentions end up destroying what actually makes humans interesting as individuals.
Do you mean to take over narrating?
Yes, please.
I don't want to live a life where everyone has to worry about every word they say as they try not to hurt me. Without freedom, they cease to be themselves. And what can I do about it? All I've ever done was complain about the people who were only trying to help me.
That's all?
Luce, however, is like no one else in this entire world.
Aren't we all a bit crazy in our own ways?
The bed squeaks when Luce stands on top of it, pridefully putting her hands on her waist.
I have my own insecurities. I don't want people labeling me by a decision I made without being positive that it was the right choice. But it didn't stop you from offering to show me your secret base. There I drew until I was finally able to make a decision, and you know what? I'm still not sure what I want to do. But does it matter? Some will support me and others won't. Some will complain and others will say that I'm reckless. Everyone might be right in their own way, but that's exactly what makes it interesting. Each person decides who they want to be and how to live their life, for better or worse. It's okay to be an idiot from time to time. Since you told me your issue, I've told you mine. Feeling any better yet? As I've said before, two people can't become true friends until they share something they're embarrassed about.
From my point of view, Luce looks tall, large, unreachable. Between the sight of her legs and the large presence surrounding her, I'm breathless. It's as if the entire world belongs to her. I give up. All I can do is let myself fall on the pillow.
You change your definition of friendship whenever it suits you, don't you?
She laughs. Luce returns to the floor with a jump. She puts her shoes back on and places a finger on her chin as she thinks.
Now that I think about it, this illness of yours explains why you're always so grumpy with everyone. No, wait, the schmuck blood just flows within you. Why did you dismiss that possibility so fast? In any case, what do you want to do? Want to go back out there? They're all busy with work right now, so I guess I should go out and give them a hand. No, not yet. I would prefer not to overdo it. You just don't want to put in any effort. Tell me something I don't know.
Although we share a moment of mutual understanding, it's followed by total silence. We begin speaking at the same time, unsure of what to say. It makes us smile even though it's cringeworthy. Setting aside our reservations, we finally say goodbye.
See you later, alright? At graduation? Yeah, sure.
Luce looks at me from the other side of the room and waves vigorously. It's a totally positive reaction, the opposite of how she was when she got here. Tired, I picked up the sheets that Luce hadn't even brought back to me, or given back to me. After shaking the dirt off, I lay down on the bed again and sigh. I try to close my eyes, but no matter how hard I tried, how tired I am, it's impossible. It's half because of the noise coming from outside, half because I feel like I'm missing something. I move my gaze to the small table beside me. There lies my ever-loyal notebook with the pen sitting on it. I pick it up, rest my back against the headboard, open the book to a new page, and start writing. My hands move naturally, as if it's moving of its own accord. Meanwhile, little by little, I feel more and more drowsy until finally my eyelids drift closed. What should I do now? Can I really fall asleep at a time like this? I've already fulfilled my obligations and finished my studies and tests. Maybe everything that happened was building up and that's why I need to sleep right now. Or rather, it's because of everything I've written until now. The story's been going on for too long.
It's Jose.
You're finally awake. When I open my eyes, the color of the walls change and the noise outside seems to have quieted down. Sitting next to me is an old friend. Before I can say anything, he brings me up to speed on the day. You must be dying of starvation after skipping out on lunch. If you'd like, I could bring you some leftovers from the barbecue. You also missed out on our last competition. The other side won in the end, thanks to Luce's performance in the final battle. Ha! You'll freak out once you hear this. The truth is, since you've been in here, she lost interest in playing. I don't know why, but all of a sudden she got motivated and managed to turn the tables. It was crazy because in one trial we'd be doing something normal like a sack race or that kind of thing, but then in the next we would have to prepare for a bank robbery. The bank was fake, of course, I hope at least. In any case, I was the star of every competition, as you would expect. If I let Luce win the first prize, it's because I'm a gentleman, as you already know. And now we're taking a break and cleaning up after all those events, and that's left. All that's left now is to get our diplomas in the auditorium later on. If you feel better, you can come, but you'll have to eat quickly because they obviously won't let you bring food inside. I'm speaking from personal experience, obviously. Don't ask. This guy never seems to stop talking, although I'm not completely awake yet and I didn't really hear what he was saying. He was narrating everything so passionately that it feels as if I was there myself. When I get up, I notice that my notebook and pen are missing. They should have been on my chest since I fell asleep with them on top of my chest. Instead, they're on the small table that's next to me again. I probably had visitors other than Ase earlier, so I assume that someone else must have moved them aside. That reminds me of something. I interrupt my friend who's still narrating his adventures from today. I ask him for a favor, something he should do as soon as the graduation ceremony is over. As you wish, Campanero. I'll get in touch with her for you. In any case, nah, forget it. Ase seems worried for a second. Since I'm the one asking him for a favor, I can't complain, so I tell him that he doesn't have to do it if he doesn't want to. No, it's not that. I don't mind, but it's weird that you're asking me for a favor. Don't look at me like that. I don't know how to react when you get serious like this. Even when you're angry, it seems like you're still somehow joking.